With 4 days left in the month, I honestly think Lucid is looking really solid. We're just going to go over the technical aspects of it. I just want to first say I follow a lot of the fundamental side of Lucid as well, and I do understand what people are saying in regards to the reverse stock split. Yes, it could be bearish, yes, it could be bullish, yada, yada, yada. But at the end of the day, when I'm looking at the chart from a technical aspect, the market cap is going to stay the same, and the chart history, the price action in the past, is going to stay the same as well. Meaning that the targets of where I am looking, where I'm marking on the chart, is going to be the same. It's just going to be a different number at the end of the day, right? So basically what I'm going to do right now is just going to cover from the higher time frame and work my way down from the lower time frame. And I'm going to give you my logic behind everything and why it's important and why you should be looking out for it. And we're going to start with the monthly, of course, and primary targets for Lucid and of how high I can think it go. So when I'm looking at trend, I look at trends from higher highs and higher lows, and this is a swing up that brought you all the way down here. This is a swing down that brought you up to here. So we have two trends. We have an up, down, up, and I'm going to mark these important monthly levels here, how I get these targets. And the first one is going to be right here at 697, and the next one is going to be at 678. These are primary targets for Lucid. I'm going to tell you why it's going to go here, because there's basically no liquidity for Lucid until we get to these price points, right? So we're going to break it down more on the monthly and look for untested levels. What is an untested level? Basically an untested level where price has not reached at a certain point when playing a certain trend. For instance, right here at $4.02, this level is untested, meaning price has not come to this level yet. If we look at price locally, I have $3.02, and it has been tested, meaning the price action here on Lucid has been tested once from this big down candle, and it has been tested twice from, if my chart is going to load properly, twice from this candle, right? And now with the current monthly candle, it is tested at 3 times, right? When I'm looking for price to go to, I'm looking for prices where liquidity is. There is no liquidity at $3.02 because they've tested it once, they tested it twice, they tested it 3 times, and you're looking at the volume from the monthly time frame, and it is not a joke in perspective to how the volume has been all the way down from its all-time highs. This is accumulation here. Trends do not go down forever, right? And we're going to see a reversal at some point. And with my logic, I'll just bring this up real quickly with Bitcoin USDT, DTT, right? Look at the volume here at 16,000. High volume. And what has it been ever since? Low volume in an uptrend. I want to see the same exact thing for Lucid. I want the high volume to be done with, and I just want to see an uptrending structure for a very long time, similar to how Robinhood or Palantir has been. That's what we're looking for, ideally. And I think that's everyone who is invested in Lucid is looking for, an uptrending structure. This is possibly the bottom, given how the volume is, how the breakout is looking. You're looking at the daily, for instance. That's not a joke of a volume for a breakout, given on how the monthly looks like from the perspective, right? So we know the liquidity is gone here at 302. We've tested it already once, and what we want to see, ideally on the monthly time frame for Lucid, is the monthly candle with 4 days left, to close above 302. That would mean a confirmation of support and a confirmation of this downtrend probably reversing, right? If you haven't got into Lucid yet and you're looking to get into, we do have other monthly levels of support, which would be right here. Something going on with my trading view, but it's okay. Which is $2.84. And it did bounce from that area briefly. We also have support here at 251, right? And I'm going to mark out these trends as well too, so you guys can understand the idea of how I mark these levels. You had an upswing, right? And then you had a downswing, right? And then you came all the way up, right? It came all the way down. Then we pushed up and we push back down. This is trend. This is trend 101. When you're understanding the highs and the lows, and then you're marking the body candle closes, because the body candle closes is where the volume is. That's where the most volume is. That's where people are mostly buying and selling. So that's why price is usually respecting those levels, right? So we have our trends locally here, and we do want to close support above these trends. And there's plenty of more trends I can mark out as I just test on the monthly before I want to see what happens. But with the 3 days left, if you are looking to buy, I would like to see price close above 284, even 302. And if it does, this is where you want to see a retest for continuation higher on Lucid. If you close above 402, that is actually very nice. Let's say the monthly closes above here, then we have continuation to 697, right? So you look for a close, hold, test, go, right? So this is just on the monthly time frame. And the reason why I like to use the monthly time frame for this is because when you're looking at a stock like this, which is slow moving, and you want to catch the bigger trends, that's how you're going to catch the bigger trends. You're not going to catch the bigger trends looking at the daily or 4 hour. We're looking at the monthly perspective because we want to catch the bigger moves. We want to make the most amount of money and not have to be blindsided by looking at the daily or 4 hour or 1 hour, or 15-minute time frame, or so forth, so on and so forth. Okay, so now we're going to push this to the weekly. So as you see on the weekly, what price has done, it has already tested that level at $2.84, right? Which looks pretty good. We do also have some weekly support here at 274, right? Which it did front run slightly, but it is holding, and the weekly close looks really good, right? They closed above it, they gave the retest, and very much so as how this weekly looks, this could be that low we want to see hold. And what is a trending structure? Higher highs and higher lows, right? So you have the low, you have the high, right? That was a lower low, but not relative to here, so that's a higher low and respective to this. So you have a high, low, high, low. So you made a new high relative to here. So you made a new high. Do you want to see a trending structure relative to here? You do not want to see new lows here. And that's why we're using support and resistance here to see where price could typically hold. So I'm going to clean up some of this orange so we can break down the structure a little bit more. So looking at the weekly, they've tested this level here. I know people are watching this level around $3.30, right? They tested it once on the prior week. They tested it twice on the second week. The liquidity here is now gone. This level is tested. So I am not marking it as resistance because it's not anymore. There's nowhere to bid. If you look here, 361, it is tested as well from here, right? They tested this level. The liquidity is gone. So we're looking where there's no liquidity, right? We do have some untested weekly levels that I would want to watch out for because I'm ultimately thinking that we do get above 402 because these levels here are tested as well. I'll make a little eclipse tool. These levels here are tested. So it's very likely that we do break above 402. And where I'm looking at weekly resistance is price structure from here to here, right? These levels are important because you know we have these trends. This is a trend that took you up, right? It came down from that level too. Here comes the lag. Something's cooking with my trading view. Don't know what it could be, but it's okay. So that's why I am watching these levels. So 462, 477 is ideally where I am targeting, as 402 being the primary target. You close above 402 on the monthly, you are looking for the 678 levels. So going back to the local structure here, this was the low, right? And what do we want to see in a trending chart? Higher highs and higher lows. Ideally, you had a high, you had a low, you had a lower high, right? are we going to make a higher low relative to the price here, relative to here? That's what you're looking for. And if that's the case, this structure here could be some type of bull flag consolidation for us to push higher. So that's what I'm really looking for right now. It is beneficial to possibly buy here. It would be way better to get in at 250 or 260. If it does give a dip here, I'm buying a lot more shares, a ton more shares if it gives that blessing. But I'm very comfortable with my current holdings right now, and I would just like to see the price action go from here. I think that's pretty much it. There is really no reason why to be scared or think it's going to go down lower. I really just got into Lucid recently. Because you know why I got into it? Because I liked this chart when I was looking at the monthly. And I got in around this time frame, and I have been buying this range here since then. Yeah. Luckily, I was fortunate and enough not to be getting stuck in this drawn down if you've been an investor. But this is why I caught this chart caught my eye, was the volume that was picking up from here at the lows, and now how the structure is playing out. I think this is ready to go. There shouldn't be any bearish sentiment going forward, because looking at it from the perspective of how they're doing, I visited their locations in Los Angeles, their Century City showroom, their Beverly Hills location, and they keep telling me, the sales reps, is they are increasing their sales. They're doing really well. So with their earnings coming up in the beginning of August, could be a very bright side for Lucid, and I wouldn't be surprised if we do see massive gaps up and massive pumps going up for Lucid in the near future, hopefully by the end of 2025. And if it does start to pump, maybe you don't even need that reverse stock split, right? But then again, it doesn't really matter. The chart is still going to stay the same. Instead of targeting, let's say, $20 a share, right? 10 to 1, right? This would be $200 a share. Who cares? It's still going to be the same price target. This is not changing. I hope not. So yeah, that's pretty much it. If you got anything out of the video, you can like, subscribe. I will be posting this because I do have a position in Lucid, and I like the company. I like what they do. And more importantly, I like the chart. So subscribe. You can join my Discord or follow me on X. All right, guys, take care.